Hi, friend. I'm Iya from the Philippines.
And I'm Zell from Finland, and welcome to Hi Friend Podcast.
We're two friends from two different countries sharing our own hot takes and opinions on Reddit stories. So grab a coffee, tea, or whatever keeps you sane, and let's dive in.
Let's go. Okay, so itong mga story natin are still coming from r/BPO in PH.
Shout out.
Let's see.
Shout out to BPO peeps.
Shout out sa mga kasama namin nagtatrabaho natin sa BPO. Alright, so title. Oh, by the way, this is 21 days ago. Title, I might get downvoted, pero ... So, this is more like advice or tips lang. Not asking for anything naman. Thoughts if gago sila or what. So, nakakaloka yung mga naghahanap ng non-voice, back office, permanent work from home, and day shift accounts na 30K ang package. Tapos, pag tinanong mo, wala namang experience sa BPO. Autopass pa raw sa pure on-site at night shift. Few reminders lang na, number 1, bago mag-demand ng non-voice account, mas okay na hasain muna ang communication skills through handling calls kahit 1 year lang. Number 2, not all but mostly sa BPO or in-house companies ay nag-hire ng back office agents internally. Meaning, kailangan mo muna maging maalam sa mismong account na hahawakan mo. Galingan mo, ipasa mo ang metrics at attendance. Saka ka mag-lateral transfer. Let your scores speak for yourself. Parang may pinaghugutan. Ano na to? Taga-HR ba to? Charing. Number 3, bago mag-demand ng sobrang taas na package, make sure din na pasok yung experience natin. Walang newbie na nag-start agad sa 30K. And then, number 4, lastly, kung totally wala kang experience, mas maganda na maranasan mo munang mag-GY or mid-shift at mag-voice account. Kapag naka 1 year at least ka, at confident ka na sa communication skills mo, you can aim for those kind of work setup na nabanggit. Hindi yung gusto mo agad ng hayahay. Lahat nagsisimula sa ibaba. Tenured folks, anong thoughts nyo po rito? Ay, may pagtanong pala siya. Yun lang. Di po ako makikipag-argue or something. Happy Sunday.
Parang sounds like a recruiter.
Oo, no? Mukha siyang
Because
may hugot
May hugot na eh. May mga hugot na may in-interview siguro to na naghahanap ng 30 package for non-voice tapos mga newbie.
Pero may mga ganun, no? Parang, sino ba to? Kalimutan ko parang mga kakilala namin na ayaw mag-work. Tapos gusto pag nag-work is mataas kagad yung posisyon. Diba?
Wow.
So ka nakakakita ng ganun. Hindi naman ang experience mo na wala, na zero, tapos gusto mo ganun agad. Diba?
Are we talking about totally zero experience o merong local experience, just not BPO?
Wala talaga.
Ay ba yun? Is siya entitled?
Diba? Kaya nga nakakatawa lang.
Hindi naman
Yung mga
beginner salary yung 30K.
It's not. Mataas yun para sa kung yun agad yung salary mo ng, diba?
I would understand kung kung may experience na yan.
Totoo.
Na nag-o-autopass na for pure on-site and night shift kasi nadagdagdanan na. Ganun. Pero kung bago-bago pa lang, alam mo nga yung gusto mo, pero medyo hindi realistic yung start.
Diba? Ikaw ba, nag-start ka kagad sa, sa non-voice?
No. Mag-calls muna ako. Umiyak muna ako for 3 months. Umpisa pa lang ng call center nun eh.
Diba?
Ng time ko. Umpisa pa lang ng call center nun. And hindi ka magiging expert kung hindi ka pinaiyak ng caller mo.
Or soup call, no?
Oo.
Memorable talaga yung soup call na yun. So, yun.
So, pinagsawaan ko muna talaga yung mag-calls bago ako talagang hanap ng back office. The experience naman, is worthwhile because the fact na everyday nahasa yung vocabulary mo when you talk to clients or customers is a really good thing for yung in the long run because kapag na umangat ka sa position, of course, and hindi na customers ang kausap mo, clients na, your language needs to be really straight. Advanced English is what you have to reach. And hindi mo lang siya doon magagamit. Magagamit mo din siya if you plan to go abroad. Diba?
True.
Yun yung pinaka magandang take doon. So when you start as a phone agent rather than back office.
Back office. True. Sa akin din ganun.
Kumbaga,
Nag-start din ako sa calls.
Kung baga sa pagdadrive ng manual tsaka matic, maganda yung magsimula ka sa manual bago ka nagpunta ng matic. Parang ganun. Mas maganda nag-umpisa ka ng phones bago ka nag-umpisa ng bako. Kasi if you do it the other way around, mas mahirap.
Yes, mas mahirapan ka.
Besides, it's gonna help you compose what you write on an email if you're in the back office side. If you know how to converse it English over the phone, I mean.
Tsaka, di ba, mas mataas. Di ba, ganun pa rin ba ang setup? Mas mataas, di hamak naman talaga ang calls kesa back office.
Oo.
Ang sweldo.
Yes. Kasi mas mahirap na skill yun yung buong araw ka nagpo-phones. Mas nakaka-stress yun na type ng trabaho kaysa sa back office. Kasi back office is pwede kang dyan kahit sabihin natin marami kang workload sa back office, kapag trabaho ka ng tutok nang hindi mo kailangan makipag-chit-chatan sa customers. Kasi nakakapagod yung buong araw ka nagko-calls, diba? Mas nakaka-drain yun actually kesa dun sa magkaroon ka ng mas malaking workload sa back office.
True naman. Tapos pag may sisat ka pa, mahirap din. Buti na nga lang yung... sige, friend.
It's also draining sa mental health mo when you're taking calls and then your scores are low and di mo ma-achieve yung metrics na pinapa-achieve sa'yo ng company. It's depressing compared to when you have metrics in the back office. So the level of emotional stress is higher.
Oo naman. Kasi iba-iba yung yung nakakausap mo Pwedeng mabait yung ngayon, sa susunod irate. So, kumbaga yung emotions mo parang roller coaster, depende sa kausap So, nasa iyo yung paano mo i-handle yung sarili mo.
But also, if you're a type of person who likes to speak all the time, it likes to hear the sound of your own voice for the entire day, that phone agent thing is gonna work for you.
True. Totoo. Na-enjoy ko naman siya actually. Tapos, yun nga lang, parang nung nalipat na nga sa ibang account, nawalan ako ng gana. Kasi noon yung time na nag-aim ako for higher position So,
it's a different dynamic, no? If you're at a phone account na customer service yung nilalaban nyo compared sa ang kausap nyo mga ibang professionals ang kausap mo, like the insurance brokers, yung mga accounts natin before. Pag professional people yung kausap mo, then sinusupport mo the entire day, it's a different dynamic than when you're trying to accommodate customers.
Kasi meron pa rin level of professionality or understanding when you're talking to them compared sa pag yung mismong client yung kausap mo, especially kung sa financial ka. So, life insurance, wala namang ibang, parang kumbaga kung sa life insurance if they're claiming yung benefit, di ibig sabihin may natsugi. So, hindi siya yung fortunate event para usually irate kasi regarding pera or umiiyak, ganun.
Sa customer service kasi you kind of have to be like a people pleaser na.
Oo. Especially if you have CSAT. Diba mahirap?
Yun yung mahirap.
Yun. Totoo. But yeah, I agree na dapat talaga i-make sure mo muna na may credentials ka bago ka mag-demand ng ganong klaseng salary or work preferences, hours, or kung saan man, kung work from home ka. Ayun. Let's see the comments. Sabi nung commenter here, top comment, legit, hahaha. Meron pa nga 4 months experience tapos 30k agad hinihingi. Dapat kasi ma-meet din expectation, di yung wala pang experience. Gusto non-voice agad tapos permanent work from home and day shift pa, hahaha. Sabi ni OP, isa pa yan, Day. O sige, 30k, pero ano namang mailalatag para sa company? Naiinis ako pag nakakita ko ng ganyan. Ayoko na nga lang mag-comment kasi ang dami nila. Kaloka, no?
On the other hand, it's good for them na they know what they want.
Sobrahan naman, unrealistic naman. Nakakaloka. Diyos ko. Tapos ito pa. My new workmates start at non-voice back office, permanent work from home, and day shift accounts na 30k. After Pro B and passing the exam sa Coronis Health Philippines and some of them first BPO too. I do not think that's unreasonable demand. Yung iba, diretso 30k as long as certified na. And take note, without experience ng mga to. Kung hindi ka makahanap ng ganyan, that means you're not competent enough. Kung ganyan mentality nyo, good luck finding 50K plus sa BPO, and salary is dependent on skills, not only experience. That's why upskill lagi. Merong mga newbie na upskill na bago pumasok, and they will give an edge to those may experience. Mga yun lang skill na meron.
Tama rin yun. Maiinis ka lang dun sa mga nag-a-achieve ng 30K back office if they don't deserve it. Pero kung talagang
kung wala
skilled
talaga,
naman, kung deserve naman ng skills niya, why not? It's not wrong to ask for what you want.
True.
Malay mo naman, meron siyang certification on something na required para dun sa job na yun that he has to pay for.
Totoo. Meron pa dito. Like, ... Would it be so bad to wish for something you can actually live with? Porke ba naghirap kayo, dapat forever maghirap na lang lahat ng tao? Kids ko need to work hard for it. But of course, listing down these things ay preference naman. At kung wala naman talaga, no choice naman yung tao. Imagine nagbabaka sakali lang naman, but hurt pa pala ibang mga employees. LOL. Whether they learn from something or not based on what they get, or unrealistic or not, it's entirely up to them and the company they're working with. Di mo na problema yun. Ang lagay kasi tinitingnan yung work from home day shift 30K as something unrealistic when it shouldn't be. Dapat nga bare minimum na yan given yung environment dito sa atin na traffic. Mataas ang bilihin at mahal kapag na ospital. Sa training and exposure naman, mahahasa yung tao. I don't get the need to shit on those people wishing for better working environment when it's just a preference. No need to insist yours.
Well, there's that hint of crab mentality to that.
Yeah. Actually.
Kasi totoo nga naman, di ba? Para kasing those who oppose to those people who's asking for that 30K package, parang gusto nila na ang mentality nila is they want them to undergo phones muna. Parang damaan ka muna ng hazing bago mo achieve yung part na yun. Yun. Ganun yung nagiging mentality. They didn't really have to go under that. Pero kasi yun naman talaga yung gusto nila. May mga tao lang talaga na bago ka dumating dito, ganito muna gawin mo, ganyan.
Well, that's true too. Pero kasi, there's a fine line between giving it as your preference versus demanding it. Tapos, wala ka naman pang, alam mo yung experience na may papakita mo na, nagtrabaho na ako sa ganitong company before, blah, blah, blah.
There is.
Diba? Kasi, when you're applying for a job, it's not just because kung saan kang school nag-aral. I don't think that matters anymore nowadays. But kung may experience ka, kung talaga naghahanap ng experience yung account na yon or kung yung job listing na yan. Pero yung para mag-demand ka for something na wala ka pa namang credentials or experience din, parang mahirap yun para dun sa employer. Kasi bakit ka nila bibigyan ng 30K for that, diba? So
I guess it boils down to two types of people. Those who demand for it without the credentials necessary to take it. And those who demands who have the skills to really take those
Yeah, baka kasi yung iba na nagdedemand na ganun, they don't have actual experience pero they have a lot of like training siguro or certifications na inatinan nila, diba? At least yun, meron. So, yun yung sinasabi ko na mahirap naman magbigay sa'yo ng 30K for something that you didn't even, wala talaga, sin zero background, zero experience, you didn't, upskill or anything.
And if you have that charm and you're well-spoken, why not? Madali mong daanin sa charm yung ganang klaseng job. Diba?
So, yun.
May mga natamaan yun.
Meron. Actually, dami. Alright. Ito pa. I started with email support and my salary was only 14K pesos a month in 2007. Nakuha ko since I have a really good tech background pero hindi gaano kaganda English ko. But tama si OP, dapat may experience ka or bring something valuable. Hindi lang dahil ayaw mo kumausap ng foreigners. Then I worked in voice from 2009 to 2011, Tier 2 to Tier 3. Around 2015, I returned to non-voice support, chat support for tech company. Non-voice really requires higher skills, unlike voice support where you can fake your ways and CSAT often done via email. so hindi ka masisat immediately. Non-voice support is much more critical. Grammar, word choice, and real-time CSAT all matter. Maybe it depends kung ano account. Anyways, so it really requires advanced skills. Agad makikita ng QA and customer na DSAT ako before since I used the wrong choice of word and auto-fail sa QA. Also, using the wrong words can lower your CSAT and lead to dissatisfaction. Take note, wala pa yung product knowledge dyan ha. In chat support, 3 kausap mo. And in email support, you handle 22 emails per hour, sometimes mas marami pa. So you really have to be proficient sa product, comms, and tools.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on the account that you're handling. Kasi, for example, yung account na handle ko before sa back office, there's no tolerance for errors. So magkaroon ka ng isang error lang, medyo ka na dun, delicates ka na. Dun yung pumapasok yung technicality to it. But stress level is way different. Kahit nasabihin mo you can work your way through the CSAT when you take calls, the stress level still when you take calls is still higher than an account where you're not tolerable to take one error. But it won't be as stressful for a phone agent if you are the type of person who likes to talk and hearing your voice all day long. It's a different story. It means gusto talaga nila yung magsalita ang buong araw. And for introverted people like me, that's not our that's not our territory.
Yeah. Actually, iba-iba sila ng dito mga point of view. Meron pa dito last sabi, sounds less like real talk and more like I had it hard so everyone else should do too. Reality check is fine. But treating struggle like a requirement instead of skills feels outdated. Not all paths look the same, and that's okay. OP replied, hindi naman ini-imply ng post ko na naging ganito ako so dapat kayo rin. Point is, may freedom naman tayo to choose what we want. It's just that we should know kung anong may contribute natin sa company. And then the commenter replied, agreed sa contribution, but it's worth pointing out that contribution isn't always measured by how much struggle someone went through. I'm not really a fan of romanticizing suffering as if it automatically equals reward. At the end of the day, we each take our own paths. If someone wants a certain work setup or salary, let them. Even without as much experience as you, they could still be better than you in many aspects. It doesn't mean they're less capable. What he's saying naman kasi is lesser experience. What she's talking about yung OP is zero experience. Magkaiba naman yun.
Let's take the context from what story was told. So if it's zero experience, well, there are people with zero experience pero they are highly skilled. It's just that what it seems to be is that person na mention niya sa story is that they're totally zero experience without a skill to back them up. So nag-away na sila, no? Daming argument.
Dami, no? Kasi si ate talaga. Hindi ko alam kung babae to. Pero anyways, mukhang babae yung nag-post. Nagtanong-tanong pa kasi siya Charot. Ng thoughts. Ang dami tuloy thoughts. Gusto mo yan
But it's okay. Try to make it a healthy conversation. Healthy arguments. That's how we grow.
Yeah, true. Correct. So that's it.
That's it.
For that.
Okay. Kind of triggering.
Yeah, marami pang mga comments pero pretty much the same naman yung thoughts nila.
Sige. So let's move on.
What? Ayan. So, second story is also coming from r/BPO in PH 11 days ago. Title, got rejected from a job I really wanted because of my interview. Just found out I got rejected from a job I've been wanting since last year. And yes, it sucks. All my assessments went well. I even prepared for the interview for 2 weeks. I thought I finally had a real shot. But once the interview started, my nerves completely took over. I was so nervous, I had to ask the interviewer to repeat some questions. Out of 8 questions, I think I answered maybe 5 properly. But even then, I was stuttering and taking too long to get my thoughts together at some point. My brain just kept freezing. The frustrating part is that my English is actually good. I know I can communicate. I use English most of the time. But in interviews, it's like my thoughts get scrambled and I can't organize them fast enough. Now I feel like I came off as someone who lied about their communication skills, even though I didn't. I just couldn't show it in that moment. I don't know, just needed to vent. Anywho, if you know of any companies around Pasay, Makati, Cubao, or Pasig that offer non-voice roles and hire SHS graduates with experience in any field, I'd really appreciate any recommendations. Actually, nangyari ba sa'yo yan? Sa akin kasi nangyari yan sa akin nung mga bago-bago pa ako eh.
A lot of times it happens. But it boils down to the question of why did you get nervous? Is it because kasi I mean, may duman sa ano ko sa feed ko na about that na
About
what?
interviews?
About interviews. Bang, how do I articulate it? There's a reason behind you getting nervous in an interview. Because if you're trying to get a job and you know that job is something you deserve, why would you get nervous? Is it because you lack the skills? Parang may gusto ka pero kinakabahan ka. Kasi parang at the back of your mind, you know you don't deserve it. I don't know. That's how I took that post.
Well, based naman sa experience ko, kabado lang talaga. Alam mo yung kaba because you don't know. The fear of the unknown, basically. Kasi hindi mo alam kung anong magiging result nung interview. So, nung mga bago-bago pa, ganun, na parang nanginginig ka na kasi nilalamig ka for some reason, tapos di mo na alam kung paano ka magsasalita. So, ayun. But I also experienced naman, vice versa naman, ako yung nag-i-interview, tapos meron ako na interview na ganun. Sobra talagang nervyos niya na hindi din siya nakakapagsalita talaga. Nagsastutter siya. So, parang so wala din. Kasi, paano mo siya may interview kung hindi siya makapagsalita? Di ba? I mean, naintindihan ko na kinakabahan siya kasi ilang beses ko rin siya sinabi, okay lang yan, huwag kang kabahan, relax ka lang, sagutin mo lang yung mga question ko. Pero wala talaga, friend. Kabado talaga siya, hirap na hirap siyang magsalita, parang hirap na hirap siyang ilabas kung ano yung dapat niyang sasabihin. O yun, wala, sayang. Kasi you couldn't assess kasi walang binibigay na info.
And for me kasi, when you get nervous on an interview, you can't answer and you're stuttering. Most likely, the person you're trying to interview has less experience on the job that they're trying to apply for. Yung mga na-interview ko before na mag-apply for a job post, yung meron ako na-encounter na gano'n na hindi talaga sila makasagot ng maayos or at least diretso. Hindi nila ma-compose yung thoughts nila. And part of it is because galing silang back office, they're not really taking calls and they have very little idea of the job post that they're trying to apply for, because the company kasi likes to hire within the company. They prefer that rather than taking someone experienced outside. So they would really interview for people within the company even though they don't have the experience about the job. And most of the people who's trying to apply for that kind of job, almost 80% of them don't really have the experience about that job that they're trying to apply for. So they really cannot compose what they're trying to say when you interview them. And ang sakit niya. Ang sakit ka sa loob i-take when you're trying to interview a person pero hindi sila makapagsalita ng diretso. Alam mo yun?
Oo, totoo. Minsan mababatanong ka, ikaw ba yung reason kung bakit hindi sila makapagsalita? Masyado ka bang Hello.
Kasi the fact na they applied for the job and their TLs actually allow them, that means they have something to fight for. Pero sometimes they're just not really prepared. So if kinabahan siya, maybe most likely the question that she got asked for is something that she didn't have a straight answer. She talaga. She. I didn't know if it's a she or he.
Pero yeah, ayun, normal naman yan nangyayari.
It is.
Sabi ng top comment here, hi OP, in reference to your post, halata naman you speak well, kinabahan ka lang talaga. Gets ko rin yung frustration mo because I've been there too. What happened might be a direction. Baka sa ibang company yung swerte mo. Cheer up. You will be okay and manifesting that you will also get the job offer soon. Sabi ni Upi. Thank you. I hope this is just a redirection to a better role and company. I'll go back to preparing for interviews for now. Yun. Sabi pa dito. That's for sure. I remember a few years ago, I moved out kasi toxic sobra ng household namin. I think 2 weeks after moving out, nag-apply ako ng trabaho. Sa Task Us, yung una, hahaha, I don't know, pero parang napaka walang manners nung mga OM doon. In-interview ako habang kumakain ng mani. Ano na? Tapos, di ako pumasa. Attend to more interviews. Anto? Dahil na ta? And I forgot ano yung isa. Call center din. Hahaha, guess what? Ligwak. Then, 4th interview came. Di na ako maasang matatanggap. At this point, apply na lang ako ng apply. Bahala na. Lo and behold, sa IT company pa ako na-hire. Haha. Don't lose hope, OP. Apply na nga apply. Makukuha mo din yung confidence mo and you will learn how to collect yourself agad every time kinakabahan ka ng sobra. Good luck and congratulations agad sa iyong next job.
Yeah. You have to take the failure multiple times to get the confidence din. Just like the beauty queen Pia Guanyo. Ay, Pia Guanyo. Pia, what is... Pia na yan? Words back.
Words
sorry.
fast.
Pia Guanyo.
What? Sige na nga.
Yung parang, diba? She had to try 3 times before she became a beauty queen. Kinumpare na yung beauty queen.
Oo, ako din. Mga ilang try din ako nun. Kasi nung unang try ko saan nga ba ako nag-try nung una? Sa Telus. Kasi yun yung malapit sa amin. Hindi ako nakapasa. So yun, try lang ng try.
Pero it is, I can relate to the frustration that she's trying to get that job, target job, but she failed to get it. I had that. There's this company I've been trying to get into, pero hindi pa ako makapasok-pasok. And medyo mataas yung nila, yung expectations nila. And I would understand why, because maganda rin talaga yung company na yun in terms of benefits and the prestigious name.
Yeah. Actually, someone commented here, haha, same here. I know my competence in terms of English comms, but when I was in the final interview, my mind was just floating in the air. Felt like I needed to gather them up just to construct an answer. By the way, the companies I have applied for now was Accenture and Cognizant. Sabi ni OP. I've read some good news or good reviews about those companies, so I can only imagine how you feel right now. I'm sure there are even better companies out there besides those two. Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. So, yun.
I am glad to have been a part of Cognizant.
Yeah, same.
Pero same with that OP, I've been trying to get into Accenture. That was my target company.
Ang maganda kasi sa Accenture, I don't know if they still have that, maybe they still do, is yung retirement. Kasi may retirement sila eh. And then, what else? Like, investment. I think meron. Kasi yung friend ko taga Accenture before.
No, yung gusto ko sa kanila is that there's continuous training. Yun yung isang inaano ko sa kanila. And then, their IT, advanced sila in terms of IT. So, man,
yeah.
I just been wanting to get there.
Sabi pa dito, hello OP, you might want to try Alorica at Cubao. I've had many workmates who are students sa umaga. Haha. Kahit ako kabado ng interview at hindi rin naman kagandahan yung mga sagot ko. I passed. I'm not saying na tatanggapin ka kahit hindi mo galingan. As long as you did your best, I'm sure tatanggapin ka rin nila. If you applied for telco non-voice here, may mataas na yung standard pagdating sa training kasi bago pa lang ang non-voice dito. Pero ang maganda is sa batch natin kukunin yung mga mapopromote as team managers, or coaches, trainers, etc. In my experience, naka-vibes naman namin yung mga tao dito from guards to our operational manager. Hahaha. Tapos yung TM din namin na loka-loka. I think you'd have a nice experience here whether you wish to stay or outgrow this company someday. Yun lang, OP. If interested ka, I can assist you. I wish you the best sa job hunt. Ang haba kasi.
Good luck.
Ay, nag-reply si OP actually. Not so fun fact. My first interview rejection was from Alorica Makati back in 2018. I was referred by my cousin who used to work there at the time. I made it to the final interview and even got complimented by the interviewer for my enunciation. The reason for my rejection? My answer to a simple yes or no question. My cousin and I laughed about how dumb I was. I'll try my luck with companies in nearby areas first, but I'll definitely keep this in mind. Thank you for the recommendation. Natawa ako dun sa
Yung ba
isang
yung mga
nag-comment.
tipong yung mga tipong na tinanong na ano mas mabigat? 1 kilo of cotton or 1 kilo of nails? Di ba?
Do you ask those kinds of questions? Kasi I do it sa mga interview ko.
Not me, but my colleagues in my past work. Oo, they asked that question. Just
Ano lang
to
naman.
see if they're actually understanding what they are being asked for.
True. I think
Very
yung
simple
question
lang.
I think yung question ko nun is, why did they make the manholes cover round? Yun yung question ko.
Why do they cover the manholes round?
No, why did they make it round?
Why did they make it round? Because it's a hole?
Well, pwede naman yung whole square, triangle, o bakit? Pero bakit ano? Yun yung question ko nun.
Hindi kasi it will hurt if it has corner.
Exactly. Yun yung isa sa mga tamang questions. And it's easy to transport kasi pwede mong igulong. Bigat yun And yun nga, hindi siya dangerous kasi walang kanto.
So I answered right.
Mm.
I just learned that question today.
Yung iba yung parang napapahinto sila. Yung mapapansin mo kung gaano sila kabilis mag-isip at makahanap ng sagot, whether it's right or wrong. Well, there's really no right or wrong answers naman.
Unless you have other scenario in mind, di ba? If you're that creative.
Sure. May nag-comment dito. Si Raul. Sabi, this is why you masturbate before a job interview.
What?
Para ma-relax.
Why?
Ewan ko. Wala naman ba nag-comment?
I can't think why.
Parang siguro ma-relax siya. Hindi siya kabahan. Ganun siguro.
Does it really take off the nerve?
It doesn't for you?
I don't know.
Hindi ka nare-relax after?
Nakaka-relax, I guess. Pero antok na yung sunod na
Antok pala. Parang kumain lang Iba palang kinain.
Good.
Ay, nako.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Kaya nga ako natawa dun sa comment. Yung ibang job nga dito, job hunt, inaabot ng buong araw. Para ako magmamasturbate, sige nga, dun sa loob ng company. Sa loob ng building.
Sa loob ng CR nila. Huwag ka naman maingay.
Kaloka. Ang haba naman ng comment na to. Anyways, tignan nga natin. Not your fault. It's okay. Marami pa namang companies na pwedeng pag-applyan and you can always re-apply sa company na gusto mo talaga. Just learn how to do better. Noon, I was just like you. I get so anxious minsan. Nagsastutter ako and hindi ko naiintindihan yung sinasabi ng interviewer even though I am capable of speaking in English naman. Tsaka alam ko at some point I am fluent enough. But these are the things that I did na baka pwede mo rin gawin that may help you next time you get an interview. Number 1. May talaga numbering. Pag may free time ka, practice on your own. Even if you can speak in English fluently and kaya mo makipag-communicate talaga in English, importante pa rin that you practice. Answer interview questions and pretend that you are in an interview. Ask yourself some questions na typically tinatanong talaga sa job interviews, then sagutin mo rin. Tapos when you find yourself stuttering or nakikita mo yung mannerisms mo like saying too much using the same word repeatedly or matagal yung pag-stop mo, ulitin mo yung sagot mo hanggang matutunan mo makapagsalita ng diretsyo. It helps a lot if you talk to yourself in a way na nagpa-practice ka lagi. Kasi pag palagi mong ginagawa yun, masasanay yung brain mo na parang nakabisado mo na yung sasabihin mo kapag na-ask ka nung same question na pinapractice mo. Number 2.
Ito pala.
Practice breathing techniques. Kapag may tumatawag sa'yo, huwag ka kagad mag-panic. Huwag ka rin mag-overthink. Relax your mind and manage your expectations. Tapos, para di ka kabahan, 3 quick, deep breaths lang. I did this too before and it helps naman for me. Para mas maging focused ako sa questions. Saka kung phone call lang, iniisip ko dapat mas confident ako kasi di naman nila ako nakikita in person pa. So, mas better yun kasi di ko sila kaharap habang nagsasalita ako. Number 3. Ito, depende kasi kung mabilis kamay mo. Hahaha. Dati, gumawa ako ng notes answering yung common questions sa job interviews. So, pag tinanong siya sa akin, babasahin ko na lang dire-diretso kasi mas di nakaka-stutter kapag nagbabasa ka lang. Number 4. If your interview naman is in person, mahalaga that you know how to calm yourself para mas nakakapag-focus ka sa interview mo. You also can do the 5 senses grounding technique. Search it online to know how to do it in case di mo alam. So ayun, many calming methods ang pwede mong gawin to help you since the main problem mo is kinakabahan ka usually. Ayun lang, OP. Good luck with your job interviews. I hope ma-bless ka with good job na may positive environment and with good pay. I hope may makatulong sa'yo sa mga nasabi ko. And then, sabi ni OP, thank you so much for taking the time to share all of this. I truly appreciate the encouragement and the practical tips. It means a lot to me. I'll definitely keep this in mind and work on improving. So, I have one question though. How do you handle out-of-the-box questions or ones you don't usually encounter in interviews? Sabi ni commenter, no problem. I searched the answers online. Marami kasing mga out-of-the-box questions na galing lang din internet. Actually, binabasa ko lang and tinatandaan yung answers kasi in that way, nagkakaroon din ako ng idea. Usually, hinahaluan ko siya ng mga nakuha kong idea from the internet and my own idea. Back then kasi, mga nag-a-apply sa mga BPO companies, minimensionan nila na randomly may mga interviewers na magtatanong talaga ng mga ganong questions. Kaya, ganyan yung ginagawa ko. Basa lang and remember.
Haba naman.
Pero, I mean,
that works only if that only works if the interview is remote. Pero it's a different scenario if it's an in-person interview.
Sinabi niya naman yung pang number 4 ata yun.
Google ka habang may interview ka, di ba?
Kaya kailangan mo talaga din mag-practice.
Yes, and there's also downside. There's also downside in trying to relax too much. Because that can sometimes turn out to give you a blank mind instead of being able to answer the questions right away. For me, much better to do rather than trying to relax too much is to find a way to make your brain work. If the coffee helps you, take a coffee. If something that enhances your brain para mas mabilis ka makapag-isip. That for me is sabihin natin, it's the nerves na that there's a problem with the nerves, but that nerves can actually sometimes help you make your brain work. So for me, parang much better you find a way to make your brain work during an interview rather than trying to focus on trying to relax and calm your nerves. Diba? Para makapag-isip ka ng mga creative ways of trying to answer what the question is, diba? Sometimes, those out-of-the-box questions, you can think of a lot of things na hindi mo maiisip ng ibang tao, pero ikaw maiisip mo, di ba?
Totoo naman.
Diretso, wala dami sinabi.
kung ano yung sa tingin mo mag-work sa'yo, syempre kasi kilala mo yung sarili mo. So, kung ano yung sa tingin mo mas effective din, yun yung sundin mo, di ba?
If it's the energy drink, take it. Hindi naman everyday nasa interview ka.
True.
Just take the ones that you know will trigger your brain to think a lot of ways.
Paano ba yung ginawa ko sa akin? Basta nirelax ko lang din yung sarili ko eh. Hindi ako na masyado nag-overthink. I think for me, kaya ako mas kinakabahan is because masyado ako nag-overthink ng result. Ay, baka hindi ko makuha. Pero yun nga, sa kaka-overthink mo, mas lalong hindi mo siya, mas malaki yung possibility na hindi mo siya makuha kasi nga kinakabahan ka. So,
my approach would be is to try to gain more confidence. Whether it be trying to learn a lot of things that you know is related to that job that you're trying to apply for so that you can build more confidence and you can answer it better. And try to repeat the thought to yourself over and over again so that it retains into your mind. So that when you're facing the interview, it's as if it's already embedded in your body that this is the answer to that question.
Yes. And also, it helps then to research about the company. Kahit pa paano may only kang alam dun sa kung anong klaseng company yung ina-applyan mo. Hindi ka lang basta apply. Kasi there are interviewers that would ask you, bakit dito ka nag-apply? Anong alam mo dito sa company namin? What services do you know that we offer? So, at least kahit pa paano yung basic info about the company you know.
Yes. And I think it helps to calm your nerves faster when you know more.
True. Correct. Yeah, usually naman yung mga first interview from the HR, they won't ask you like specific questions about the account. kasi hindi naman sila. Yung mga susunod na interview siguro yun. Pero,
Kaka-overthink mo. Yung nag-interview pala sa'yo, chinika ka lang eh.
diba? So, hindi ka
Wala
pa
na.
nakapasa,
Ayusin
no?
lang yung nangyayari.
Diba? Assessment lang pala.
Try to get to know you lang pala yung interview.
Yun lang pala yun.
Todo overthink ka naman.
Totoo. Ay, nako. So, yeah, that's the story. The
Alright.
chika. Alright.
So, it's the
Isip.
BPO.
Oo, yung mga funny or secret stories ng BPO.
Oh, funny!
So, mga mga chismis. Charing.
Yan.
Alright. So, still coming from r/BPO in PH. This is 1 year ago. So, sabi dito, BPO weird, funny, and secret stories. I don't know if allowed. Medyo avail kasi. Let us make our night a bit funny. Any stories na want mong i-share sa strangers online, we'll delete if bawal. Any BPO related under the sun. So, under the sun, sabi. Oh, this one is actually related dun sa nakwento ko nung last time. Pero ito, may onting lang, sabi ni commenter. Napatanggal ko yung isang TL sa LOB namin dati. Sinabihan niya kasi na TL. Sinabihan niya kasi na bobo daw yung team na I was supporting. Outbound daw kasi pang bobo lang dahil hindi kaya mag-impromptu na combo. Mayabang dahil pasado lagi team niya. So, kahit hindi ko trabaho, I check lahat ng cases na ni-close ng team niya. Wow, effort ah. I found out na halos lahat ng cases ng team niya dumadaan sa kanya bago isara. Hindi yun SOP. So, I checked further and found out na binabago niya pala yung emails ng customer para di makareceive ng automated survey. Then, pinapasara sa agent after. Friends sila nung manager namin. Kainuman niya every week. So, to ensure na hindi ibabaon sa limot yung discovery ko, nag-email ako sa manager namin na nakasisi lahat ng management team, including our site director. Isang case lang, enough na to terminate. Pero, to hammer it home, I sent 30 cases with screenshots and all. Nag-OTY ako ng ilang oras pero sulit kasi pack up agad siya the next day. Wow. Diba? Sabi sa'yo, may mga nag-i-assist na gano'n. Yung binabago nila yung email address ng customer para hindi makareceive ng survey. Nakakaloka, no?
Nag-effort talaga siya to do that research.
Yeah, and fortunately enough for him or unfortunately for that TL, may nakuha siya. So, yung mga under the table na ginagawa. Mga kababalaghan.
If meron kang ginagawang kapabalaghan, one way or another, lalabas talaga yan. And for that type of OP, yun yung mga yun yung mga fault finder. Naging ganun din ako one time sa back off. Meron akong oo. Meron kasi sa amin na kating namin nang papasa ng cases. So, assignan mo ng case. Ako naisip ko, ba't ang bilis-bilis naman nito makatapos? Tapos na siya. Yun pala, pag chinecheck ko yung cases niya, chinecheck ko talaga. Check ko yung cases niya, hindi pa tapos, pinasa niya lang. Kumbaga sa call, it's avoidance.
Pinasa niya sa pinabalik niya sa queue?
Pinapasa niya sa ibang kating. In a way na, it's not too obvious na pinasa lang. Pero there's still a trace.
Okay.
Kaya ako naging acting SME doon, napalipad ako ng India to train Indian trainees Ano ko noon, mga moment ko nung time na yun, dahil fault find talaga ako. To ma-improve yung process. Because syempre, unfair kasi nang papasa siya ng trabaho. Yung siya tapos na, yung mga kasama niya, nag-OT pa kasi hindi pa sila tapos. Yung pala pinasahan ng trabaho.
Grabe, no?
Lugat ka pagka naka-encounter ka ng ganun. Tapos, very savvy pa sa system yung nang-check ng gawa mo.
Totoo. Kasi, iba naman kasi talaga, obvious na obvious pa, nakakapagtaka naman na yung performance.
Good riddance dun sa TL. Mali nga naman kasi yung ginagawa niya, diba? May nakakita ng sa kanya. Di bye-bye.
True. So, let's see other chismis here. May TL akong kilala na halos lahat ng mga nagiging agents niya nagre-resign or awol dahil sobrang toxic niya. Haliparot sa mga fresh agents or newbies. Pero ang baba nung stat niya pagdating sa mga resign/AWOL kasi ang ginagawa niya, nililipat niya sa other TL. Kahit na nagre-render na yung agents, bali mapupunta yung stat na yon sa bagong nailipatang TL. Ngayon, yung friend ko na handle nung TL na toxic, nagre-render. Pero nilipat nung TL na toxic sa bagong TL kaya nadawit yung stat nung new TL at manager nun. Ang ginawa, pina-escalate nila yung TL na toxic, pati manager nun. Ayun, tanggal na. Nakahanap ng katapat yung TL na toxic.
Nang papasa ng attrition rate.
Oo, sira ulo. Kaloka.
Meron talaga din may mga matatagas ang mukha eh.
Ay, nako, nakakaloka. Sabi ba dito? Virtual meeting with the team. I blurted out. Ang boring, tangina. Di pala ako nakamute. Sira na ulo. Di narinig na lang. Ay, Diyos ko.
May client pa, no? Taga.
Buti kung English yun din, hindi naintindihan. Pero magtatanong syempre. Anyway. Ayun. Sabi naman ng isa, 2015, nag-outing kami sa Antipolo with TL and his kabit. Dahil kinain nila yung dried mangoes ko at dahil nagalit ako, I called the wife of the TL and tinuro ko kung nasan kami nagstay the whole night. It was a riot kasi walang umawat na pulis o barangay sa kanila. Kanilang nagsuntukan and everyone knows I did it. The next day, I resigned immediately and people sa prod nagtanong, bakit ko ginawa yun? And I told them, huwag pakialaman ang hindi inyo. Grabe yung revenge siya dahil sa dried mangoes na kinain.
Ang babaw naman ng ano niya.
Kaya nga.
Pinaka-root cause.
Kaloka. Ito, meron pa. Yung kaibigan kong chismoso, may chinismis sa amin. Yung kaibigan niyang babae nakipag ano yung ONS? Sa isang TL na ibang lahi.
ONS.
Ang ending, nagka-STI si ate mong girl, plus may mabahong nalabas sa ari niya simula nung mangyari yung deed with ibang lahi na TL. After that, nag-awol na si ate mo girl at nalaman na kahit sino pa lang nakakakeme ni TL na may lahi, nagkaka-infection sa puwerta. At nag-awol na yung mga babaeng biktima kasi nahihiya na. Kumalat na din dun sa iba't ibang team kaya umiiwas na kay TL na ibang lahi. Yes, may jowa si TL na may lahi.
Onshore. ONS.
Ah, okay. Onshore. Ay, so nagkalat ng STI. Good job.
STI or STD?
STI nakalagay dito eh.
What's STI?
Ganun din, sexually transmitted illnesses. So yun, infection, all of the eyes. Charing. So yun.
Yeah. Makes sense. Mas madali kasing intindihan pag STD. So, it's very much more common than STI. STI, naisip ko lang school eh.
STI. So, ito pa. Nung newbie pa kami, mga 2007, may kasama ako malakas mag-call. Tinanong raw siya, American siya, sabi niya, yes. Tapos, ano raw meaning nung DC sa Washington? Sabi niya, .com. Ayun, subcall. .com. Kulik. DC sa Washington.com. Buisit. Nasubkol tuloy siya.
Panggap ka na ng Amerikano.
Mapagpanggap ka kasi hindi mo naman pala alam yung meaning ng DC. District of Columbia. Diyos ko. .com. Na .com. Ayan, subcall. Amerikano pala ha. Ayun. Tech support. Ask customer the TV is on and it's connected to a power outlet. As a newbie, I find this weird at first pero nung nag-start na ako mag-troubleshoot, may mga customer na iinsulto sa first step na yan. Pero yan lang talaga ang issue madalas. Most of the time, pagka-ask mo ng question, magagalit tapos biglang maririnig mo na yung TV sa background, sabay hang up na. Mga narinig nga akong ganyan before.
It happens.
Especially
pag mag-walkthrough ka ng customer. Most of the time, very simple lang yung reason ba't hindi nila ma-achieve yung resolution na hinahanap nila eh.
Diba? Hindi pala nakasaksak. Punyeta.
That usually happens pag matanda yung kausap mo.
Ito naman. When I was still an agent, may similar experience ako na ganito. Bali, initial complaint ni customer was di na-restore services despite paying the bill. So, for QA purposes, had to follow the steps. Mind you, nagmumura na siya start pa lang. Tapos, pag-ask ko if may red light sa TV, wala daw. Nagmumura na naman siya. So, I asked if pwede niya pindutin yung power button. Lo and behold, the moment na pinindot niya, may narinig akong sound. Siya di lang pala naka-on. Hahaha. Kaloka, no?
Ay, nako.
Kaya minsan yung mga call centers nagawa dahil sa katanghan din ng mga...
Oo.
ng mga tao eh. Like for example, for healthcare or insurance, yung call center namin before sa Del, magbabasa ka lang. Magbabasa ka lang ng ng healthcare mo, yung coverage. Eh dahil hindi sila nagbabasa, edi meron kaming trabaho. Kami yung nagtatanong, kami yung nagbibigay ng info kung pasok ba siya, kung may copay ba siya, kung may deductible ba siya. Kasi nga, yun, na kung tutusin, kaya naman nila magbasa.
Trying to recall, if I had any funny call in the past. Do you recall any funny calls that you had before?
Wala, pero nung nag-QA ako, kilala natin to eh.
Oh.
Naalala mo pa ba yun?
Alin?
Yung taon ko i-include pa natin yun, pero yung isang kasama natin sa work, nung pinakinggan natin yung call niya.
Kasama ako doon?
Ewan ko kung napakinggan mo yung call niya. Pero,
Was it?
yung nagtatanong nga si broker kung anong status na nung policy. Tapos, sinabi niya doon na nanghingi ng information about the debt extraction. Tapos,
Parang naalala ko na.
tapos yung caller, yung pause niya nga, kasi na long pause. Saka lang niya na-realize, it's tooth extraction. Hindi kasi yun yung pronunciation, it was tit. Tit extraction.
Ang lagi ko pinagtatawanan sa kanya. Yung wasbin.
Meron pa siya eh. Meron pa siyang nun eh. Utang ko. Yung may dapat. Ano yun? Isang English, isang Tagalog eh. Tagalog yung dapat yan. Fuck, nakalimutan ko. Pero same lang kasi yung meaning nilang dalawa. Parang should be dapat. Parang ganun. Basta may isang English word eh. But yeah.
And it's not the wasbin.
No, it's not. Meron pang iba. Siguro yung sa akin nun, pinanakakatawa na is nung ko. Pansin, mali na naman yung yung sa acronym. Yung, di ba kasi bibigay ka na A for apple, B for boy. Yung sa akin kasi H4. Sa tagal naghanap ako. Nag-iisip ako. Hanggang sa yung caller na yung nagsabi, Henry. Oh yan! Siya na yung tumapos kasi nagkaroon ng dead air. Nag-iisip ako anong H yung sasabihin ko. Ay, Diyos ko. Tawanan kami pareho eh.
Hindi ko na makalala yung mga funny moments ko sa calls. Alam ko meron din ako alam mo naman tayo, goldfish memory time.
Yun yung mga ko. Yun yung naalala ko na nakakatawa.
Kasi pa rin ako. Kung may naalala ako.
Kalok. Sabi dito.
Ay na talaga yung memory ko.
Customer calling in just for the fetish. Gusto nilang may makarinig sa kanila ng partner niya while they're doing the deed. Kadiri. Okay. Kaloka. Sabi dito, had a teammate using Mobile Legends hero names as his agent name after every call. Kabilang station lang yung mga QA. Hello, my name is Balmond. How can I help you? Buti sa kanila hindi strict pagdating sa no?
Hindi ako masyadong relate kasi hindi naman ako naglalaro nun eh.
Mobile Legends.
I don't know, hindi ko na hooked sa Mobile Legends, nalaro yun ni Jal. Yun na yun,
No, Mobile Legends.
Mobile Legends. Basta ako nga nalaro ko lang na sobrang nahook ako bukod sa SimCity. Si Ragnarok. Yun na.
Ito pala talaga to.
Ngayon.
My newbie, sleepy self back in 2012. Customer, are you still there? Me. Yes, Mr. Customer, I'm still there. What the fuck na lang talaga ako. I'm still there. Sabi, first call ko ever, need ko i-hold yung call. Na-hold you, kaya. Sabi nung isang commenter, ang clingy naman ng support joke. Can I hold you? Bakit ganun?
Hold you. God, alam mo talaga pag yung mga na-experience ko before talaga. Pag dapat sinusulat ko eh.
Yung mga comedy.
Oo. Kung meron man akong na-experience next time. From moving forward, susulat ko na. Ang hirap paganahin ng memory lane.
True. Pero marami ka din ng mga kalokohang ginap.
For sure. Pero hindi ko na maalala. May mga funny din ako. Just don't recall What were those?
Maraming mga nag-share dito in fairness. Sabi pa, na-long call ako, more than 2 hours na ang call. Ayaw talaga sumunod ni customer na i-troubleshoot yung Digibox and TV sa end niya. Na-restart ko na sa end ko pero same error code lumalabas sa TV which was a cable issue. Di daw siya maghahangap hanggat hindi ko ma-fix yung TV. Ayaw din kunin ng mga soup yung call. Sa sobrang inis ko, sabi ko, there are no available supervisors around. Sabi niya, so what are you going to do now? Sabi ko, I will find you a magician. Tapos hinangapan ko. Sinabi ko rin yung nangyari sa TL ko and sabi ko, QA, man, wala na akong pake since wala namang gustong mag-soup call. Dahil doon na pa-resign ako. Pero bakit walang mag-soup call? Kung may mga TL naman, Diyos ko.
Walang available usually pagka yun lang naman depende yan kung gaano karami sa isang TL lang, isang team.
Sa bagay, tapos may mga soup call din.
Mga TLs lang din nagsusoup calls tapos meron pa silang admin task. Yun doon tayo medyo na babaon sa workload pagka yung ang dami mong ginagawa as a TL.
Hello ka. Sabi dito, what the fuck siya kasi nabigla ako and ang coincidental. Retail voice account ang handle ko and habang avail pa kumakanta ako ng tahimik lang. Walter Reed yung song na kinakanta ko. Then may customer na, tapos yung pangalan na nag-pop up, Walter Reed. Ayun, nakangiti ako buong call sa pagkabanot kahit hindi ganun kaganda ang interaction. Ha, cool naman.
Walter Reed. Parang alam ko yung Walter Reed na song. Meron ako sinuggest dyan sa isang TikToker na na nagigitara. Nagpa-request ako ng song. Pero I don't recall anong song nga yun. Ganda. Pero hindi pa rin niya ginagawa yung request ko.
Ay, hindi pa. Sabi, working sa telco, issue, voicemail, granny call. Her husband died years ago, but there's 2 saved messages sa voicemail box left by her husband, and it was something like, don't forget to take out the trash, I love you, Moon Pie, and I forgot the other one. It made me cry since there was a network outage and it wiped out the saved messages and we can't retrieve it anymore.
Oh, Moon Pie. It's Sheldon. Moon Pie. Sobrang nakakainis. Bakit wala akong maalala?
Ay, sa mga ano mo?
Mga past
experience. Meron yata akong binabaan. May mga binabaan ka ba? Ako may binabaan ako noon one time. Kasi, dun sa na yun, full name. Full name talaga, yung full name mo yung gagamitin mong call name. So, ang haba nga ng full name ko, diba? Tapos hindi pa siya usual. And usually, yung H laging hindi napapasama. Tapos yung caller ko na dumating Indiano. So, dun pa lang sa sa acronym pa yun na CH. Hala, ang tagal namin friend niya. Mga 3 minutes nakapangalan ko pa lang. Hindi niya makuha-kuha. Bad trip yata ako ng araw na binabaan ko.
Oh my God.
Tawag na lang siya ulit. Baka mas madali yung iba.
Recall ko may binabaan akong caller before. Dala ng anesthesia to eh. Wala na akong maalala.
Ayun.
Nothing sticks out. So, baka antok na rin ako.
Wala akong maisip.
Walang maalala. Kakaasa ko eh. Nasar.
Sabi dito, pre-pandemic tech support call. A Pakistani customer got really mad every time I read a passcode for him using the native phonetic for I, which was India. Dude only calmed down after I use I for Indiana instead of the default one. LOL. Of course, I later read up on the border skirmishes of the 2 countries, which were pretty much still ongoing up to this day.
Alright.
Yun, yung mga nila.
Shits and giggles.
Grabe no, yung may mga call na maabot ng 4 hours. Diyos ko. Pag mga tech support, no?
Paano? Half na shift mo na yun? 4 hours. Sa tech support ka lang, sa tech support ang mangyayari. Customer service, wala kang bagsakan na. HT mo for the day. Kung yung nag-iisang call, 4 hours na agad. Hindi ko na maalala yung mga nangyayaring call sa akin before because it's been a long time since I took calls eh. Kasi nag-back office na ako, nag-workforce na ako for many years. Past experiences ko sa calls, super blurry na. I know, I did call avoidance nung first call center ko. Pero more on, kasi uso yung pipitik-pitik eh pag after call work. Kasi, diba, it's not enough yung time para mag-take ng notes. Yun yung most ginagawa ko nung baguhan pa ako sa call center. Yung mga ganun nangyari sa akin. Calls yan. Calls yung account na yun. Blue chip.
Okay. Pero mga tech support yung mga nagko-call. Ito, first CC job ko as a tech support, long call. Matanda kausap ko, nagpa-help sa email niya. Nag-phonetics kami kasi pinalitan password niya ng system-generated password na puro random letters and numbers. May letter N dun sa password. Kaya nung nasa N na, walang pumasok sa isip ko, parang ako pala to, walang pumasok sa isip ko na word. Parang nablangko ako, kaya ang sabi ko, N for nothing. Natawa na lang kami ng sabay ni customer. Ang gaan ng call na yun, chill lang siya kahit sa sabog na AHT ko. Yung mga ganun talaga yung nabablangko.
Weakness ko yung AHT nung agent ako. Kasi mahaba ang call sa akin. Dami ko sinasabi. Mga pwede ko nang i-shortcut dapat. Dami ko pang pasikot-sikot. Kaya ang tagal na HD ko. Tsaka alam mo naman, kung rumarapor ako sa customer, tatagal kami dun sa kaya nagrarapor ka. Kasi, di ba, stressful yung job. Hindi mag-chikahan na lang kayo ni caller. Dude, napapatagal. Sa pag-empathize.
Wala, hakot ako nun sa HD. Napansin ko kasi nun yung isang ka-workmate natin, kung gusto mag-call nito, ayun, nakita ko yung technique.
Yeah, may mga ganyan na ang mga nahuhulian ko sa workforce. Pagka buong araw, ilang seconds lang yung calls, tapos nakakadami na siya ng calls. Mga red flag na yan.
Although yung technique naman na sinabi ko is legit naman kasi marami na siyang nakasave yung mga cheat sheets niya. So, copy-paste lang. Kaya mabilis. So, habang nakikipag-usap siya, ginagawa na niya kagad yung documentation niya. Kaya nung natutunan ko yun, di mabilis na rin.
Yung
si Greg. Bilis si Greg yung sa HT. Yan. Bilis na ito ni Greg. Sabi kong ganun. Chinecheck ko. Wala akong ganun dati. Yung parang cheat sheets, yung mga yung usual na calls mo. So, syempre, same lang din naman halos mga documentation mo. So, kung ba't di ko naisip yun? So, try na i-call. Lahat ng mga usual na calls ko, dinodokyo ko na. Tapos, papalitan mo na lang yung mga necessary info like yung name. Hindi yun. Nabilis nga. Bilis nga ng call.
Nakakamiss yung mga ganun, yung companionship natin doon, Yung araw-araw talagang meron kang laugh trip. Yun yung yun yung magandang work environment Yung smallest things, nagiging funny. Meron talagang moment na may funny sa araw-araw. Mga ganun.
True.
Doon nakakawala yung stress
Masaya yun. Masaya yung group na yun kahit maliit lang yung LOP.
Yeah, actually. Kahit phones siya, it's masaya. Depende talaga yan kung sinong nakakasama mo sa team mo rin.
Totoo.
Pag natsyempohan mo yung team na maganda yung pakikisama, tsaka maganda yung yung what do you call this, personality. Hindi siniseryoso palagi mga bagay-bagay.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up.
Yep.
So that is it for our Reddit stories today. If you enjoyed hanging out with us, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you won't miss the next round of our Reddit stories. Got your own story? Drop it in the comments and send it to us, and you might just read it on our next episode. So,
until next time, stay warm, stay tropical, and as always, bye friend.
Bye friend.